Get ready for a captivating journey where science and mysticism collide. Have you ever wondered if our reality is shaped by our thoughts, or if we're simply meant to go with the cosmic flow? In this video, we dive into the intellectual showdown between Joe Dispenza and Alan Watts to uncover whether it's science or mysticism that truly explains our universe. Stick around until the end because we have some revelations that might just change the way you see the world. And here's a neat surprise. By liking and commenting, YouTube's algorithm will know that this kind of content intrigues you, and you'll discover even more amazing insights. So let's explore the unknown together.
So here's a question to kick things off. Can you truly mold your reality with your thoughts, your intentions, almost like a sculptor working with clay?
Or maybe are you simply a ripple in an ocean that's already, perfect? Just a dancer in some cosmic flow you can only surrender to.
Yeah, exactly. That fundamental question, that tension, is really at the heart of what we're diving into today.
We're taking a close look at two incredibly influential figures, but with seemingly opposite ways of understanding our place in the universe.
On one side, you've got the science-focused approach of neuroscientist Joe Dispenza.
And on the other, the really profound, almost mystical philosophy of Alan Watts.
We've spent some time really digging into the source material, comparing and contrasting how these two thinkers tackle reality itself.
Yeah, we looked at their arguments, their methods, and crucially, the core assumptions they're starting from.
So our mission here is to unpack their perspectives, understand where they clash. Definitely.
But also maybe see if there's a surprising connection somewhere underneath it all. It could get a bit mind-bending.
Okay, let's start with Joe Dispenza. You've probably heard of him maybe from his books or workshops.
Right. He comes from that scientific background, neuroscience mainly. And his central claim is, well, it's pretty bold.
He basically says you have the power to become supernatural. That by intentionally changing your mind, you can change your life, your body, maybe even your future.
And he grounds this pretty firmly in modern science, particularly neuroplasticity.
Yes, neuroplasticity. The idea that the brain isn't fixed, right?
Exactly. It's the documented ability of your brain to literally reorganize itself, to form new connections, new pathways based on experiences, learning, and, crucially for Dispenza, your thoughts and feelings.
It's a powerful idea. Like, imagine your thoughts carving paths in a forest.
Mm-hmm.
The more you walk down one path, the clearer it gets, the easier it is to go that way again.
Dispenza argues you can become conscious of those old, maybe unhelpful paths, the ones creating your current reality.
And then consciously choose to forge new paths, directing your mental and emotional energy towards the outcomes you actually want.
And he takes it a step further, drawing on ideas from quantum physics.
The quantum field concept.
Right. He suggests there's this quantum field, this realm of pure potential where all possible realities exist kind of simultaneously.
And your mind, especially when focused and paired with elevated emotions like gratitude, love, joy.
It acts like a conscious observer. It can sort of collapse that wave of possibility, select a specific reality, and manifest it, like tuning a radio to just the right station.
Now, the quantum physics part might feel a bit abstract for some listeners. I get that.
Sure. But the underlying idea that our internal state impacts our physical reality, well, that has backing from mind-body connection research.
And as you said, the established science of neuroplasticity, books like Norman Doidge's The Brain That Changes Itself really detail how focused attention can physically change the brain.
Exactly. And Dispenza isn't just theoretical, is he? He offers very specific practices, step-by-step stuff.
Yeah, like his heart-brain coherence meditation. That seems key.
Where you synchronize your breathing with those elevated emotions, focusing on your heart center. He also teaches really specific visualization techniques.
Focusing intently on what you want to create, feeling it as if it's already happened.
Right, pairing the clear intention with that elevated emotional state. That's the formula, basically.
And the source material we looked at, it definitely highlights the sheer volume of testimonials, people reporting these huge changes.
Yeah, thousands claiming profound results, healings, new jobs, relationship shifts, you name it.
His core message is really one of empowerment, isn't it? You're not stuck. You have the tools inside you to change things.
It's incredibly appealing. You can see why, especially today. It offers structure, data, a sense of control, a promise of results. Here are the tools. Go build your future.
And this is the big but. This intense focus on control, on building a desired future. It makes you wonder.
Is that the only way? Or even the best way to relate to reality?
Is control really the ultimate goal? Because that's exactly where Alan Watts comes in with a completely different take.
Yes, Alan Watts, the philosopher who did so much to bring Eastern thought, especially Zen and Taoism, to the West, often with this wonderful, playful, insightful style.
And his view, it's not about shaping reality at all.
Not in the way Dispenza means it. Watts would argue that the very idea of you, this separate self, needing to shape reality is, well, it's based on a misunderstanding, a fundamental illusion.
For Watts, reality isn't something separate that you need to manipulate or control.
No, it's something you are. You are part of it, inseparable from it.
He used some beautiful metaphors for this, didn't he? Like the universe is this grand, spontaneous dance.
And you're not just a dancer on the floor trying to learn the steps, or even the choreographer planning it all out.
You are the dance.
Exactly. Or the idea that you're the whole ocean, just temporarily experiencing itself as a single wave or even a drop.
It comes down to non-dualism, right? That core idea that the self we feel is separate isn't ultimately distinct from everything else.
There's no fundamental split between me and the universe. We are the universe experiencing itself, just from this particular viewpoint.
And he had that famous line,
You are the universe experiencing itself. That sums it up perfectly.
so if that's true, if you are the universe and the universe is just unfolding perfectly in its own way,
Then what's the point of struggling to force it into a different shape? From Watt's perspective, that struggle is the problem. That's what creates suffering.
because it reinforces the illusion that you're separate, that you're lacking something, that you need to get something from reality.
When you are reality, the whole thing.
So his approach isn't about techniques to manifest specific goals. It's completely different.
It's more about cultivating a state of being, acceptance, surrender to what is right now in this moment.
He talked a lot about embracing the not knowing, didn't he? Letting go of needing certainty or control.
Very much so. Drawing from Zen, it's less about visualizing a future success and more about simple mindfulness.
Just being fully present. Noticing your breath, the sounds around you, thoughts, feelings.
Without judging them, without needing to fix or change anything, just observing, letting the river flow, basically, instead of paddling like mad against the current.
You can see the appeal of that too, for people feeling burnt out by the constant pressure to achieve, to become something else.
It offers a kind of freedom, doesn't it? Suggesting peace isn't in some future goal, but right here, right now, if you just pay attention, finding the wonder in this moment.
His work is just full of that witty, paradoxical wisdom, inviting you to see things fresh without the usual ego filters.
But then the question comes back. Does this philosophy of surrender, of going with the flow, really hold up when life throws real challenges at you? Bills, health issues.
Can you just be present with those things? How does it compare to Dispenza's promise of tangible change through effort?
And that is where the clash gets really interesting. You have Dispenza. Science, roadmap, control, effort, building a specific future with your mind.
Versus Watts. Philosophy, mystery, surrender, acceptance, dissolving illusions, finding peace now.
Intentionality versus surrender. Control versus acceptance. Roadmap versus, well, just being on the path. They seem like polar opposites.
Totally, like you couldn't possibly follow both.
And yet, and this is where it gets really fascinating when you dig into the source material, they might not be as far apart as they first seem.
Really? How? One's talking neuroscience and quantum fields, the other's talking Zen and the Tao.
Because, look closely, both of them ultimately place consciousness right at the center of everything.
Okay, I see that. Dispenza uses science brain scans, showing different brain waves in meditation, measuring heart coherence.
To demonstrate how changing your internal state, your consciousness, leads to changes in your experience.
And speaking of consciousness, what are your thoughts on this deeply intriguing subject? Do you lean more towards the scientific method of changing reality or the mystical acceptance of it as it is? Let us know by dropping a comment below. Your insights could be the missing piece in this conversation. Plus, if you find this exploration as captivating as we do, remember to hit the like button. This helps the YouTube algorithm recognize that this type of content is what fascinates you, ensuring you get more engaging dives into topics like this.
And he argues changes in the external world too.
Right, and Watts, coming from mysticism, also points to the power of shifting consciousness through mindfulness, presence.
He doesn't use scientific terms, but he uses metaphors, like waking up from the dream of separation, realizing your true unified nature. Both are saying a shift in awareness is transformative.
Both suggest there's something deeper, a different reality accessible beyond our normal, everyday, kind of fragmented thinking.
Exactly. Dispenza calls it the quantum field of possibilities. Watts might call it cosmic unity, or realizing your non-dual nature. It's like maybe they found different maps, different languages for describing a similar underlying territory.
Huh. So Dispenza uses practices like the coherent breathing and visualizing to quiet the mind.
And create an internal state he believes is ideal for manifesting a chosen future from that field of potential.
While Watts uses practices like mindfulness and acceptance to quiet the mind.
And dissolve the craving for a specific future, finding liberation by fully embracing the present moment, whatever it holds.
So it's like two paths up the same mountain, maybe aiming for slightly different viewpoints at the top, but the climb itself involves similar internal work, quieting the noise.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Which leads to a really interesting idea. Maybe the most powerful approach isn't about choosing either Dispenza or Watts.
But finding a way to integrate them, to borrow from both?
Exactly, a kind of hybrid practice. And the source material actually hints at how simple experimenting with this could be.
Okay, how would that look?
Well, you could start by borrowing from Dispenza. Maybe just 5 minutes. Sit quietly, focus on your breath.
Maybe intentionally bring up that feeling of gratitude or peace in your chest, like he teaches with the heart coherence. Breathe deeply in, hold, slow exhale.
Right, kind of setting the stage, creating that calm, coherent internal environment that really both approaches value, even if for different reasons. It settles your system.
Okay, got it. So you can do that focus part first, then what?
Then, after those few minutes, you consciously shift gears, completely into Watts mode. Let go of the goals, the visualizations, the specific feelings you're cultivating.
Just let go.
Yeah. Continue sitting, but now simply observe. Watch thoughts come and go like clouds. Notice sounds without needing to label them good or bad. Feel sensations in your body without trying to change anything.
Just be present with whatever arises, no agenda.
Exactly. No forcing, no striving, just open awareness.
That kind of practice lets you explore both sides then. The potential power in Dispenza's focused intention.
And the profound freedom and peace Watts talks about, found in simply being, accepting the moment as it is.
It's like an experiment, really. Holding the tension between actively trying to create something different
and finding the perfection in what's already here. Trying on both the sculptor's tools and the dancer's surrender, maybe in the same session.
So we've journeyed through Joe Dispenza's science of shaping reality and Alan Watts's more mystical embrace of being reality.
Highlighting those stark differences, but also finding that surprising common ground in the importance of consciousness.
The core question really lingers, doesn't it, for you listening? Does science give us the ultimate tools to build the reality we want?
Or does mysticism maybe reveal a deeper truth, one that's beyond control, offering a different kind of freedom altogether?
Is reality fundamentally something we build or something we simply are?
Or perhaps, as exploring both suggests, the richest experience lies somewhere in between, a dynamic dance between focused intention and letting go.
A blend of sculpting and flowing.
We'd genuinely love to hear your perspective on this. Do you find yourself drawn more to Dispenza's structured, results-oriented approach?
Or does Watts' call for surrender and presence resonate more deeply with you right now?
What have your own experiences been? With meditation, manifestation, or even just those moments of feeling connected to something larger than yourself?
Let us know your thoughts, your insights. Share your perspective.
And if this deep dive into consciousness, science, and mysticism sparked something for you, definitely keep exploring. There's always more layers to uncover.
Please subscribe to join us for future deep dives. We'll keep exploring these fascinating ideas where science, philosophy, and human experience meet.
Let's keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep learning together.
As you ponder these questions, we'd love to hear from you. Do you find yourself drawn more to the structured, results-oriented approach of Dispenza? Or does Watts' call for surrender and presence resonate more deeply with you? Share your thoughts by leaving a comment below. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if this exploration stirred your curiosity. This signals to the YouTube universe that you love diving deep into such fascinating content. Finish off your journey today by clicking on one of the 2 videos on your screen. Each one promises to extend this fascinating exploration of consciousness and reality. Remember, the journey of discovery is as endless as the cosmos itself, so let's keep exploring together.